Welcome to a special edition of the EDE channel at ajobnearhome.com. Today we're discussing with the international author Ron Finkelstein his book, 9 Principles for Inspired Action. And this webisode is all about the number 1 principle, which is intelligent self-interest. Tell us what you mean by intelligent self-interest, Ron.
Intelligent self-interest, very simply put, means to understand what is in my best interest with an intent to choose and take action.
Okay.
In a nutshell, it's really about what's important to you.
And it's not about selfishness, or is it?
Well, it is totally about selfishness, because until you get clear on what your intelligent self-interest is all about, it's very hard to be selfish with your time, energy, and money. But what's interesting is the more selfish you become, the less selfish the results. The more people you impact, the more lives you can change. It's almost an oxymoron how, once you get really clear on what you want to accomplish and make decisions on that, how the impact is so selfless and how it changes the lives of others.
And what's important about selfless and just focusing on what you need to achieve, but at the same time being intelligent about that? I mean, how does that work?
Well, you and I have had a lot of discussions, because this was a hard concept for me to put my head around, because selfishness implies something very negative. And it's not. It's a very good thing, because every person who accomplished something, they did it through their selfishness. They made decisions and asked themselves, does this take me where I want to go? If not, why am I doing it? If I'm doing it, and it has to be done, can I outsource it? And it's all about staying motivated, persistent, and being disciplined in implementing my intelligent self-interest.
It's not selflessness, and it's definitely not selfishness, but it's selfishness with the idea that I'm learning the feedback from what's around me, and I'm understanding the consequences of my actions to other people, to other actions, if you will, to other principles, and to myself. So therefore, if I am taking proper intelligent self-interest, what I'm really doing is I'm thinking not only about what I want to achieve, but how it affects other people, how it affects things around me.
Totally.
That could affect the people that I need to help me in my intelligent self-interest.
Exactly. Let me build on that with a short story. And this is what got me interested in the concept. A friend of mine had an IT training company and doing quite well up until around the year 2000 when the market changed. And he knew that he had to change his business because he was very, very deep in financial trouble. And he asked himself just 2 questions. What do I want to do, and why do I want to do it? And he came to the conclusion that he wanted to be a business owner. He loved being a business owner. And the reason why was he made commitments to his clients that he wanted to follow through on, even at his own risk of having to file bankruptcy. He talked to his wife, he talked to his partner, he talked to his employees, he talked to his customers, got their buy-in with this. Over the next year or so, there was only 2 people that got his interest, 2 types of people. People that would invest in his company, or people that would buy his products and services. His business plan said, I'm running out of money in April. I can't launch my new product until July. How do I make that happen? I met with this gentleman in August and said, Paul, you made it. How did you do it? And he goes, I don't know. He goes, the only thing I know is the difference between being a genius or an idiot is 90 days. And I said, Paul, I think I know what's going on here. I said, you got so clear on what you wanted to accomplish that the universe actually conspired to help you succeed because of the action that you took. Now, what was interesting, for the next 2 years, he survived, and he was very careful in watching his money. The food that made it to the table were based with coupons, and he was really very careful. Several years later, he's extraordinarily profitable. He's created a business that employs dozens of people. He pays them well. He's opened a whole new product and service in a market that desperately needed it, and he's impacted the lives of probably 1 million people indirectly through his product and services. By being so selfish on what he wanted to accomplish, the end result was he changed the lives of so many people.
But intelligently selfish for the things around him and his actions and his goals.
Exactly.
Whereas, as we realize in our today's economy, a lot of people weren't very intelligent on their self-interest. They were very selfish, and they may have achieved their goals, but everything around them turned to dust.
Then there was no intelligence in that self-interest.
And we'll be right back with the chapter on taking ownership. Thank you.